Ace Podcast.
You are listening to the Super Co-op Squad Podcast, episode 54. On today's show, we'll be talking about a new program that GameStop is introducing and if it will be a game changer for the pre-owned games market. We'll talk about what our first thoughts and impressions of Assassin's Creed Origins are after a one-year hiatus. And Paris Games Week, what did Sony unveil and show off in their most recent gaming conference? We'll find out later in the show. And it wouldn't be our podcast without a few game segments. Join us in Fan Faves, Gamer Trivia, and Name the Game.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 54 of the Super Co-op Squad video game podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny Mack, and I'm here with my good friends, my fellow hosts, my compatriots, my gamer bros for life, Garrett Laney.
How's it going?
And Joshua Gerard.
I forgot what I was going to say here.
That's okay. Just the fact that you said something means a lot.
I'm alive.
Good job. Yes.
Joshua for life is alive.
Joshua's alive. That's pretty close to your tags and everything. Joshua for life.
Can I just have the same tag?
You pretty much do. So we are the Super Co-op Squad guys, and we love games. We love comics, anything pop culture, anything nerd culture. Every week we sit down together, we talk about the latest and greatest news, announcements, review games, comics, everything that's just cool and up to date. We're going to talk about it, and we typically spin and give opinions on last week's biggest news and do reviews on those games. This is going to be your spoiler warning. Before we get into it, we have the terrible spoiler of the week. Joshua.
I'm sorry to say it, but practically every time Mario tries to save the princess, she's in another castle.
I mean, at this point...
I mean, like, every time.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, she's got to not want to be saved, right? Like...
You know what my beef is? Why can't Toad be outside the castle to tell you she's not there before you go in?
I mean, he's just stalling for time.
That's stupid.
Well, because he's a toad, and toads are
he's not
disgusting.
A toad. He's not a toad, he's a troll. Damn troll.
Yeah, okay.
Guys,
conspiracy, I tell you.
You guys hating toads. Well, that's your terrible spoiler, guys. If you didn't know, now you know. But for the real spoilers, if you don't want to know what's going on or any news we're going to talk about that you didn't want to have yourself be informed on, make sure you check out our show notes. Go to scspodcast.com or just click the link that's going to be in the summary of the episode you're currently listening to on whatever podcast catcher or a website or a program that you're listening to, and that'll take you right to those show notes as well. Either way, you can read through everything that we're talking about, the timestamps, some pictures, and that way you get a little bit more engagement in what we're going to be talking about today. Either way, we're moving on. So our first line of business here to get into, business,
B-I-N.
business, B-I-D-N-E-S-S, or business with a Z, is the GameStop Power Pass. So what this is, it is a subscription that you can get from GameStop starting November 19th. Essentially, it's going to be a game rental sort of format that GameStop is moving into. Now, they've tried this once before, earlier in this summer, actually, 2017, for about a month and a half. In test markets called Summer Pass. This is going to be a 6-month program. So essentially, anyone that is already a Powerup Pro member, they'll be able to spend $60 and hop into the subscription for Power Pass, and they will be able to then check out, essentially, from like a library system, any pre-owned game for any console that's available within that store, and they can then switch that game out at any point in time within the 6-month period for a different game to check out until they want to change again. So just rotating library of titles. At the end of the 6-month period, the subscriber can choose one pre-owned title to keep permanently. The service will be again paid upfront $60. So essentially, it's $10 per month for 6 months. Initial thoughts, guys. What do we think about this?
Okay, at first I thought this was just Redbox, but then that last part is at the end of the period. You get to pick one of the games. Now, is it any of the games that you rented, or can you just pick any game?
Your 6 months is up. You get to pick a game from the store. Doesn't matter what game, pre-owned, it's yours.
That's pretty good.
Okay, nice.
I think this is a really neat and fresh idea. GameStop has been besides ThinkGeek, I think they've been very stagnant on what they're doing on promos and how they are operationally. But to be able to formulate a system that will allow you to take advantage of switching out games. I mean, essentially that's what they have with their 7-day return policy. People abuse the system that way. But this allows it where you don't have to have that workaround, and you're not forced to return it within a restricted time period, being that 7 days.
I think it's a good program. I think it's years too late to be effective for what they want it to be. As far as like, I'm sorry, not for what they want it to be. I think it's not going to drive the numbers they want it to drive, as far as getting people in the store.
I agree.
What their hope is, in my opinion, is not the sale of games or even people renting games. What they really truly want here is people putting foot in store. This is simply done to generate foot traffic, not necessarily. They don't care about the actual sale of the game. And we'll kind of touch base on our different ideas, and this one that I have in particular in a little bit. But I do like it. I think it's very cool for the consumer. But yeah, this is an interesting move from GameStop. So in your guys' opinion, how does this help GameStop or hurt them if you think it hurts them more?
I didn't have much of a thought before you had mentioned getting people inside the store. That's big, considering how much digital games are expanding and taking over. But GameStop needs people in the stores. They are brick and mortar, and that's why they spread out, gone to board games, they've gone to just collectibles, they've gone to toys. They need people to come in.
Yeah, so just to expand real quick to give some background knowledge on what you're talking about, GameStop has diversified what's within their stores quite a bit. So before 6 years, 5 years ago, even less, 3 years ago, it was just a lot of games, a few collectibles. In the last 2 or 3 years, they bought subsidiary companies. ThinkGeek, they have their hand in the mobile market with
Starts with a K, right?
Congregate.
Not Congregate.
Oh no,
Congregate's something that they have, yes, and they have PC downloads, so they have kind of Steam clients, sort of, if you will, for PC gaming. But they also have their mobile phone companies, Cricket Wireless and Spring Wireless that they have their hands in. So they've diversified what's in their stores because their pre-owned game sales and just physical sales of games have dropped a lot, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So your thoughts, Joshua?
Because if you're gonna give away a game at the end, I mean, that $60 you paid up front is practically what you are giving them back. Except they get to choose a game. Doesn't matter what the price is. Besides getting people in the store, I don't see how GameStop really benefits from this, because I don't think this really helps them as far as having games in stock. I think that really hurts them, because if you have someone that doesn't want to invest in the program, but all the used copies of Assassin's Creed Origins or Mario Odyssey or some hot game is out, the people that are not in this program are losing out. And I think they lose customers that way, or they lose incremental sales from that.
I see your point. So, I mean, to sum it up, what you're saying here is that because they might have X amount of people per store on this program, and then those are the ones that are cannibalizing all of the best games for for all their pre-owned titles, the people that just want to walk in and purchase a game might be unable to find their title based on that.
Mm-hmm. So I think GameStop is really going to have to incentivize trading in new release titles.
So I see what you're saying. I don't think this is going to be a problem for GameStop. They have massive amounts of games, massive amounts of people that are trading in constantly. It will only be an issue for new games in the first 2 to 3 weeks. But that in and of itself was already an issue for people who were, trying to buy pre-owned to begin with. It's not going to change based upon this program. And I think just from doing my research and kind of reading into a little bit and my knowledge on GameStop, their core consumer, the ones that truly believe in their pre-owned market and all those pre-owned games and have the Powerup card and use the points, they're not gonna just they might get this program, but they're not gonna just get one game. They're gonna continue to buy games. This is them trying to reach out and grab people who have left their core consumer group, people who don't shop at GameStop often, people who use GameFly or buy digitally or shop at Best Buy, who has, to be honest, let's just be honest, a much better reward program for gamers than GameStop does with their program. It gets discounts on brand new games, and GameStop does not do that. This is them trying to reach out to those people from what I see.
I'm just kind of mulling things over and thinking how this could be abused. And okay, so you spend $60 for the Game Pass. You spend $60 for that brand new game, not pre-owned, brand new. So now you're taking home 2 games. You play some, got it. You trade in the brand new game. get maybe fresh out, I think maybe 25 to 30.
Probably about 25 to 30, yeah. Maybe a promo 35.
Yeah. So get around there, get a little bit extra. At the end of your 6 months, get that game back, and now you have the choice of, you got some money out of it.
I mean, you kind of did. You're really not cheating their system, though. You're just not really losing very much.
Yeah, can you save money that way, in a way? Or maybe you get another game, because now that you trade in for $30-$35, grab another game, that's probably around that price, and then maybe just re-grab that game you just traded in.
No, I mean, because that's still you having to spend $60 on the initial game, spend $60 be part of the game, the Power Pass, as well as you must have a Powerup Pro membership to be a part of this as well. So I couldn't see them making more money than GameStop is on this in the long run.
Okay.
I mean, again, one could say that they're losing potential sales because, that person who's just checking out games every 4 or 5 days and not buying them, I guess that guy's not spending $20-$30 or $60 on his pre-owned game, but they don't think that that's going to affect those core people who are going to do that anyway.
Right.
I think that they're really trying to get people in to buy all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Controllers, accessories.
That's where all the profit margin is, all the dumb little stuff.
Pokemon cards.
Well, their profit margin, sadly, we'll get into it more. It was in pre-owned, and this is just because pre-owned is falling away a little bit. So they got to find ways to get their profit up in other areas. So yeah, I mean, this is a good move from GameStop. It's an interesting one, and we'll see if it pays off, because it's them almost using this as a marketing tool to get people in the store. They don't care about people checking out the games or renting them, or probably even the numbers on this program from a money standpoint. They don't care about how much money this brings in. They're probably going to care about how many people it brings in more so than anything.
Yeah, and if it requires the Powerup rewards card, how many more people that don't already have it are going to sign up for that to buy into this program?
I mean, for instance, I've already canceled GameFly. It's cheaper than GameFly. I like it better. I have like 4 games off within a 2-mile radius. For me, this is much faster and simpler. I'd rather do that than have to wait in the mail. It's just easier. I think.
I wonder if they'll let you use pickup in store to pick up this service.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Is GameStop in trouble? Obviously this move itself may not be a bad thing, but overall, this is them making a lot of changes. There's got to be some reasons behind it, and we'll get into a few right now before I pose the question to you. So GameStop, they're, as both of you guys know, many of you guys know out there, they make their money off the pre-owned profit margin. They make a ton of money. You give them a game. I mean, sadly enough, for $30, they give you store credit. Then they flip that game for $55 pre-owned. That's a huge profit margin for them. Now with digital downloads and then online with Amazon, other conglomerate giants like that online, they've lost their pre-owned sales. Let It Go, eBay, those type of things. They're losing those pre-owned sales, and not necessarily the amount of people coming into the store, but how much money they're making overall, which I think is hurting them. And now in their last quarter, they talked about they had released the information that they've rose dollar amounts. They've made more money, but their profit margin has dropped because they're selling more digital content. They're selling more, collectibles and things like that, but it's just not the same as pre-owned. So with that out on the table, is GameStop in trouble with this move?
With this move, no, I don't think they're in trouble. I think they're already kind of in a kind of sinking boat. It's not sunken.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of been going down ever since digital's become kind of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this hurts them. I only think this can possibly help them, because they would do fine without this program. Fine meaning they will just be steadily where they're at, or they'll just slowly decline. If anything, I think this helps, like you said, branch out marketing, get more people in the store to buy other things you wouldn't. I do have a couple questions on the side, but I'll let you get your other piece in first.
I think that this is the best move they can make for the situation they're in. But I do think that this spells a bad thing for GameStop. And it's because they have stacks on racks of just pre-owned games. Mm-hmm. And those games clearly are not moving the way they want them to. Yep. Otherwise, they wouldn't have this program. So they're sitting on a ton of games that they can't sell. And then they're going, okay, well, we know that this is going to be in decline. How can we use this product sitting here doing nothing for us to sell the stuff we now want to sell? Pokemon cards and Magic cards and DLC and collectibles and statues and figurines and plushies. How can we help those things, which is going to be where they're going to go in the future, guaranteed. That's where they're going, and use this old, because they can't throw the games away. Like, they got tons of Wii and 360 games. What are they going to do with them? So this is them trying to use those to propel them to the future. And it's just scary to think that their main line of profit from the last 20 years is going to just probably be vanish. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I see a couple of things. Number one, people are already, thinking or questioning the fact that there are going to be like some type of wait times or queues or employees are going to hold games for themselves or something like that. I don't think they should. I don't think that's an issue. I think it should be first come, first serve. And I'm also curious to see if you have to have a home store for this program, or if you're allowed to do it anywhere.
Go to any store you want, just as long as you have returned the previous game.
And then also, my last point, I think this can help them because the average, I guess you could say, casual gamer is probably not going to rotate as often as once or twice a month. And you might have some people that'll get one game, maybe it's $30, and then they just never get back in the game and they never go back to the store. GameStop made $30 off that based on them keeping a $30 game.
Yeah.
At the same time, if a customer damages a product, do they get another rental? Do they have to pay that game for its current price before they can now have another game to start the program that they've already purchased into?
GameStop won't care. They'll just
take the damaged disc.
They'll defect the game out and send it back to get refurbished and keep pushing.
If they crack the game, you can't even return it if you crack it.
I guarantee they won't care very much. I'm sure they'll have some regulations for it, but for the most part, they don't care about that game anymore. The object of this is not the sale of that game or the return of it. It's just to get people's foots in the door. So I think they'll be very lenient, to be honest. But I'm sure they'll have some policies involved. So
okay, well.
Yep. So before we move on, just sum it up. Final thought on it.
I think it's interesting. I think it could be beneficial to consumers more so than to, the actual company. I might take a look at it, especially if you can get stuff from all different kinds of consoles. For whatever reason, I do not buy my Nintendo games digital. I want those physically. Don't know. So this could help out with that.
Like I said, this is a cool little project. I think this will help them. I think this is gonna increase people getting pre-owned games, but I think it's also gonna decrease some other trend. Maybe people stop pre-ordering as much because they know in 3 weeks they'll just switch out a game and not have to buy a game brand new.
Yeah, I think this is a good move for the position GameStop's in. I don't think it's going to be nearly as successful as they think it's going to be. The numbers they're going to see on this won't be crazy huge. And I'm interested to see what their next step is going to be if this succeeds in bringing in more people that they've lost, or if it fails, and what they do either way. So let us know your thoughts, guys. Do you think this is a good move from GameStop? Will you be getting the GameStop Power Pass, or is it something bygone and you're strictly on the digital game now? Let us know. Email us, contact@scspodcast.net, or on Twitter, let us know @SuperCoopSquad. All right, so fan favorites. Every week we pick 10 rapid fire questions. Each of us answers to find out where we stand opposed and where we stand united in fandom. So play along and find out just what are your fan favorites. And now you can actually do that very easily. Make sure you click on our show notes. You're going to have a link to go to our listener poll. Take the poll for next week's fan favorites. It'll be labeled episode 55. There will also be a link attached to it as well on the side there, depending on what podcast app you're using. So take that and you can help contribute to the percentages and the numbers for next week's fan favorites. So Joshua,
I have all the homework.
You got everything, man.
That was supposed to be my intro.
Yeah. Yep. It's you. You're up.
All right. Fans of Mario Kart much?
I hate that game with a passion.
I enjoy Mario Kart.
Do you really hate that game with a passion?
No, I don't. I like Mario Kart quite a bit.
Damn. Okay. So you're playing the latest Mario Kart game with your friends, which would I guess be Mario Kart 8 or 8 Deluxe.
8 Deluxe.
Double dash, bruh.
Sure. You're living in old times. Back in your country where you don't have cereal.
No
and stuff.
cartoons.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, no, go-kart's a national sport. It's like my country's
NASCAR,
pastime.
it's gas car.
Yeah, it's actually what we call it.
NASCAR.
Do you have gas over there in your country?
Yeah, everybody farts.
Okay.
There we go.
All right,
Remember that, Johnny.
So you're playing Mario Kart, okay? Wherever and however you're playing it. But to break the game and uneven the odds, you are allowed to take one power-up from a different realm to use in the big race. So choose your new power-up, and you will use this to defeat your enemies.
So like items?
Yep, it's the power-up mashup.
Okay.
You get one item to choose from a different universal realm.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's item it up.
All right. So are you going to choose bombs from Zelda or barrels from Donkey Kong?
Bombs.
Bombs.
Bombs. You're going to choose Pokeballs or Jin summons from Golden Sun?
Gin?
Jin. You
That's
said
not how that goes.
Thwomp?
Been good.
So Thwomps or random Tetris block?
Thwomp.
Tetris block. The Super Leaf from Mario 3 or Punching Glove from ARMS?
Punching glove.
Super Leaf.
Punching Glove. Assist trophies or Pikmin?
Assist trophies.
Assist trophies.
Assist trophies. The Kirby copy ability to steal your power from your player, or the swap item ability, which you can essentially change power-ups.
Kirby copy ability.
Kirby copy.
I'll take the swap. Duck Hunt Ducks or Kukos?
Duck hunt ducks.
Kukos.
Kukos. Reflect Shield or a random Tingle Dance, which confuses players and swaps their buttons.
Reflect shield.
Reflect Shield.
I got the Tingle Dance.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Mm-hmm. Poltergeist 3000, which can suck players up, or you turn players to paper, like in Paper Mario, to slow them down.
Poltergeist 3000.
Poltergeist 3000.
Poltergeist it is. Last but not least, Shoryuken or Tatsumaki Sanpikaku.
Sure you can.
Sure you can.
Shoryuken. You laughing at me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a random power-up.
No, I'm fine with them being power-ups. I have no problem there.
Okay, so bombs or barrels?
I mean, I chose bombs just because they blow up, obviously. That's literally the
look.
reason.
If I choose barrels and I'm going against Donkey Kong and he lost Diddy, I'm not going to give him a teammate. I'm going to blow him up.
There's no DK label on these barrels. These are just the regular plain barrels.
So listeners, 58.3% chose bombs. 41% unwisely chose barrels as a weapon.
See, the thing about bombs is you shoot them backward and
They blow up.
well, you don't know where they go. In barrels, you can aim them. So, like turtle shell, man.
Hold on. Did you say you can aim a barrel?
Yes, you can shoot it straight forward at an enemy. A bomb, you just place it behind you, and someone may or may not run into it.
All right.
So there's that. And this is where you kind of draw the line, I guess. Pokeballs or Jin summons.
This is where he draws the line. This is where they got too much.
I don't even know what I picked. Probably Jin.
You pick the Jin summon.
Yeah, they're really powerful. They're like gods compared to Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like Bahamut summons. So
they can go that far. Pokeballs, you don't know what you're going to get. You can get a Goldeen just flopping
I could
around.
get a Goldeen. I could get a
Magikarp.
fairy. And
Yeah.
it does metronome.
You can get a Metapod. It just sits there and does nothing but
I
hardens.
can get an Alakazam, use hypnosis. That person's out the race.
I mean, there's literally like 747
Yep.
opportunities.
Yep.
So
You can get an Alakazam and just have 2 spoons in your cereal.
we could do this all day. Let this. All right. So
you get
75
a Bulbasaur.
75% of our listeners chose Pokeballs.
Get cut.
25% chose Jin.
HMO1. Ooh, I'll get HMO2. Just fly to the goal.
All right. Next up, Thwomps or a random Tetris block.
Thwomps.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a Thwomp. You can smash one of the racers to nothing.
Yeah, but if a Tetris block has different shapes and sizes, so you have to maneuver around those.
Yeah, but if you just get the stick one and they dodge it, you're done.
No, you could. It might just lay flat, and they have to jump over it.
Yeah, you gave him a speed bump. So
Yeah, they're not prepared. They're
Thwomp
stuck.
is a full-on obstacle. You can't just maneuver around the Thwomp.
You sure can. You just drift around it.
Not if I use it in a good
and the,
spot.
And the Thwomp raises up, so it's all about timing. A Tetris block just stays there.
Not if I get more Tetris blocks in the line.
Well, then get another power up.
And it's gone. My Thwomp's still there.
I don't.
So
shut up.
50-50 Thwomp versus the Tetris block. I don't know why anyone would choose a Tetris block, but whatever.
What was it? 50-50?
50-50.
Nice. Thwomp wins.
by 1.
That's how this usually goes.
That's all that matters is one. What does Vin Diesel say, Joshua?
I am Groot.
He does say that. He also says, I go.
We are Groot.
You stay. No following.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
I thought you were going to say Spider-Man because everybody gets one, but
I don't think he was on Spider-Man.
What Vin Diesel actually says, though, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. That's what he says.
That's from Tokyo Drift.
It was not from Tokyo Drift. It was from the Fast and the Furious, the first one.
Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
All right, let's go.
Super Leaf or Punching Glove?
I like the Super Leaf more because you can also use it to somewhat hover.
I just don't know how you'd use that in a go-kart.
You wag the tail.
It's actually already a power-up in Mario Kart 8.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
Still, the punching gloves are much more offensive.
And then you can also use the
range.
tail to swat away other
Like
racers.
turtles and
Not
stuff.
the blue shell.
Well, no, but a punching glove's not going to do that either.
That's true.
Well, remember they added the Mega Horn. For
Yes.
that. So punching gloves have a long reach. You can just punch away turtle shells. I
So, thank you, listeners and voters, for making my Pac-Man. 83.3% chose Super Leaf, and 16.7% chose punching gloves. So the little pie chart looks like Pac-Man there with blue. So thank you. Next.
Assist trophies or Pikmin?
I mean, Pikmin can only do so much.
Yeah.
You have infinite possibilities with assist trophies.
Yeah, they could all be just as bad. Same with Pokeballs.
The only one that would be good if I can just get the Monique Pikmin, and then I'd be fine. But other than
Monique!
that, that's the only thing. But yeah,
Big
the
old
assist
purple
trophies are just really strong.
Is the purple one really named Monique?
That is
I believe
what
that's
the
what the
Smash,
internet has
the Smash
decided.
community has
Yeah.
dubbed her Monique, yes.
Monique.
And then if you get two purple ones, the second one's called Bertha. So Monique and Bertha.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay.
That is how it goes. So 66.7% of our listeners chose assist trophies, and 33% chose Pikmin.
Nice. Next up, Kirby copy or the swap item?
There's no question here. You just steal someone's power, destroy them at the same time.
Well, now, do I take their power, or we now both have the identical powers?
No, you take their whatever item they have, you take it, and it replaces your old one.
There we go. So I get an item, another one,
And they have
and
nothing.
they have nothing.
Not their lives.
Oh man, I got stupid banana peel. All right, drop that down. Still
Yeah.
yours.
But if I have a crappy item like a single banana or some
Like one I
random
just had.
self-afflicting item, I can give them that.
Yeah, which then they can use against you.
Well, unanimously.
And you
So
have
not
nothing.
if it's a self-inflicting like poison, like a poison mushroom or something.
Is that
dumb
even
like
in Mario?
No, I just added it in there.
There we
Mario
go.
Kart, I mean?
There
in
we
my
go.
world.
You
He's
just added things just
he's
to
just
make
making stuff
just
up
to,
now.
yeah, just to mess with them, just making stuff up.
It's DLC.
I got an AIDS Wampa fruit. Yeah, I just made that up right now.
You want to steal that now, would you? Kirby. 100% of our listeners chose Kirby copy ability. So smart choice.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Duck Hunt Ducks or the Cuckoos?
I mean, Duck Hunt Ducks are just cool.
Yeah, okay. If I
No.
want to decide my race on coolness,
You know how devastating Cuckoos are?
yeah.
I mean, you're right, but that's only if you hit them.
I mean, okay, let's put it this way: you can shoot a duck hunt duck and kill it.
Can't kill a Cuckoo.
You cannot kill a cuckoo.
Fair enough.
If a 2D Zelda game had a cliff that you can throw off the edge, then that would work.
Yeah,
But never.
never.
So
hit a
Kuko's won 58.3% to the Duck Hunt Ducks 41.7.
Cuckoos would just demolish the ducks.
Whack.
All right. Reflect Shield or a tingle dance that confuses players and swaps their control buttons.
I found it rather funny that you put Reflect Shield Smash Bros. When it's just, isn't it from Star Fox?
No, actually, at no point.
He never had it in Star Fox Adventure?
Not in actual shield. No, when they do the barrel roll, it reflects. But other than that, they don't actually have reflectors.
What about the one
to
when he's
my
on the
knowledge.
ground?
Star Fox Assault or Adventures? No. Assault, I also gonna say no.
Okay. Fair enough then. Yeah, Reflector's just infinitely more useful.
Strictly from Smash Brothers. Now that I think about it.
You throw a blue shell, bounce it back at you.
I think that would be the one exception.
That would be that's the one where it wouldn't work.
It would just break your shield.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I'd say, it's coming towards you, towards first place. You reflect it away from you. It's still going towards first place, just now in the opposite direction.
Okay,
You're
so
gonna get hit again.
it's gonna hit you head on instead of behind you. If you
Exactly.
confuse controllers, like if they can't figure it out, they're screwed.
That's tough. That's especially if it's one of the controls where it doesn't just switch your movement, like your directions, like it changes. Like, oh, now up is now the A button, or
that's too much.
Side is now the right trigger.
That's too much.
And it changes every time. Like, oof. No, I'll just stop. I'll stand still right there, wait it out. I'll try to catch up with the bullet bill.
There you go. So Reflect Shield 1 gave my Pac-Man 75% to the Tingle Dances 25%. Wonka wonka.
All right. Poltergeist 3000 or a paper ability. Knock people into paper.
Again, just straight up sucking up my opponents. Just sucking them up.
You're
sucking them up real good.
Suck them up, Garrett.
Slowing them down.
I'll suck them good.
I bet you do.
Oh.
I have nothing else to say after
yeah.
that.
So Super Paper Mario turned players to paper. Power Up 58.3%.
Dang.
Wow.
Poltergeist is 41.7%.
No one else is in the sucking?
I think it's just you, man.
Suck y'all then.
No,
should have been
thank
Poltergeist 3000 versus like Leaf Blower 3000. Maybe that would have worked in your favor.
What game is the Leaf Blower 3000 from?
I don't know. It's out there somewhere.
Yeah, he's making them up as he goes. It's fine.
AIDS mushrooms and poison mushrooms.
All right. Last but not least, Shoroyukin or Tatsumaki Sabukaku.
Yeah, I don't need Bukaki every time I'm...
Where are you going with this?
Tatsumaki
Senpukyaku?
Senbukaki.
Yeah, Shuriken's it's just beast mode, man.
It's cooler.
Just be able to uppercut somebody, like someone's passing you in the car, just knock him out.
And then give him the Luigi death stare.
Or you know how like Misty used to punch Ash Ketchum and he'd go like tumbling past the screen? Like, yeah.
Don't steal his bike.
Yeah, don't steal her bike. Never gave her bike
but
back.
also, I mean, even if someone's like in front of you, like you guys are racing about to get to that goal, you creeping up, you get that draft, so you're right behind them, catching up, and then just Shoryuken!
Right.
Knock them straight up.
Right in the booty.
While you keep going.
Yep. So 66.7% of our listeners chose the Shoryuken, and 33.3% chose the Tatsumaki Senpukyaku, which it's just the spin kick.
Spin kick.
Yep, that's all it is.
It's an easy way to say it, right?
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that is fan favorites for the week. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you had fun. Give us some themes for next week's fan favorites. We'd love to hear them from you. Reach us at contact@scspodcast.net. That will also be available for you to click on in the show notes or the summary of wherever you're listening to this podcast. All right. So we have the opportunity to spend about a week playing Assassin's Creed Origins, and we're going to go ahead and give our thoughts, our opinions, and our overall review on the title. So Assassin's Creed Origins, I believe, is the 10th game in the mainline series. They've had several offshoots as well. Developer, of course, is Ubisoft. Publishers, Ubisoft. Released October 27th, 2017. And of course, this would be in the action-adventure genre, based upon Ubisoft's own website. And it does have some very, very strong RPG elements for the first time. So general thoughts on this. I'll go first on this. You know what? It was a very refreshing new area for the game to be in. We had been in the Middle East / sort
Europe.
of Europe.
Well, I guess we're still in Europe.
Yeah, we're still in no, Egypt's in Africa.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah, but we had been kind of Middle East with like the whole Middle East what do you call it? There's a war. The Holy War. We had been in the Middle East with the Holy War with England, then we kind of transitioned to England for a while, and then we're kind of in, the Americas during the British regimes, rule over us. It's just all been so similar in like the characters that you play and the storyline that you kind of have. This was a good breakaway from that, and I like that a lot. There was a new area. They did a great job with the way it looks. That's very refreshing. I have some issues with the combat though, but overall I think the game was definitely a nice move away from what was so familiar. So still keeping some things very fresh.
Right there with you, Johnny. I love the new environment, the new atmosphere. Being in Egypt is really cool, actually. I've always kind of liked the Egyptian kind of lore and Ra, Anubis, and all that. And it's really cool to see that now in Assassin's Creed. Not to mention the guy looks cool, and you mentioned the fighting. It's different. which is still taking me some getting used to. I tried switching my controls back to what I thought was the right way, but by that time I'd already done like the tutorial, and I'm like, well, now I'm kind of used to the new controls, but not used enough where I'm effective. That kind of middle ground there. And the RPG elements are awesome. You get to skill trees, multiple skill trees, or actually one big skill tree. That's kind of the point of a skill tree.
With 3 different branches.
3 different branches, thank you. And it's really cool to see different types of weapons too. You're not just using swords, you're not just using, the hidden blades. You're getting lances, you're getting pole arms, you're getting, dual blades, which are really cool. And the sword and shield also being a pretty effective way to fight as well.
What I like about this game so far is not just the aesthetic and how it looks. It reminds me of The Mummy, just kind of being in Egypt. And it just makes me want to go back to see that movie. And just for the...
it just came out, Tom Cruise.
No, not that one. Anaxunamun, that other one. It reminds me of the fact that it's a good reason to take a year off or two, because not only do you have fresh ideas, but it allows you to see what is different and what has changed from previous iterations. Johnny, you listed off probably 6 or 7 things that have been stagnant over the series. And then you go into this game and all of a sudden you see crocodiles just kind of hanging out, and you see all these big pyramids, and all of a sudden you got pretty much a pet hawk, which is pretty awesome just in itself.
Sinew?
That's right.
Sinew.
Yeah, and
Sinew's
just being able to use that as a different type of game mechanic to help you spy on your enemies, to help kind of see what is ahead. I think that's just really awesome to implement a game.
So one of the biggest changes to this game compared to the older Assassin's Creed is the RPG elements. So if you want to go ahead and touch into that, because I know you were very excited about that, Garrett.
Yeah, it was the I guess second thing when they first revealed Assassin's Creed Origins. First being the new environment being in Egypt, second being RPG. That's when I jumped out of my chair and was like, okay, this game is I'm excited for. Just you level up, you can you get ability points which you can use to put in the skills. There's many different kind of skills. I'm forgetting them off the top of my head right now, but there's scavenger, stealth, brawler, I think is one. You get to open up more, I guess, weapon slots. So you can now have 2 bows equipped. If maybe you're, there's your stealth bow, which, okay, I want to use this for taking guys out, quietly. And then there's the not precision bow, but the rapid bow, where it's okay, I'm kind of stuck in this fight now. I need to take out as many dudes as I can.
Yeah, just shoot off arrows, Legolas style.
Yeah,
whack, whack, whack,
yeah, almost like machine gun arrows. So it's really cool that you can set your weapons up to adapt to how you want to fight. Doing that with ability points, and maybe some ability points give you more health, have you do more damage. Some can even stack up, so you can increase the more points you put into them. And leveling up is not the only way to get ability points, which is really cool. You can do objectives. There's whenever you come into a base or something like that, there's optional objectives. Loot 3 chests, grab the key from the guard or something like that. Kill the captain, and you get ability points for these as well, on top of gaining experience and getting ability points that way.
Yeah, I thought the ability point thing with your skill trees is an interesting way to have the game make you play the way you want to play and reward you for it. So they have kind of 3 branches in the skill tree. One is kind of focused on the long range fighting with, different things you can make your bow do more damage or more effective, gain more XP for killing with the bow in different ways. The other one's just based on being a warrior, just fighting people, assassinating them, fighting as an assassin and as just a warrior straight up. And the third one is more on stealth. Like if you want to be sneaky, if you want to really be a true assassin and not be detected, if you want to utilize the environment. So based on how you want to play, they have a lot of upgrades for that. And then you can straight up upgrade your weapons, craft weapons. And I think that's a pretty cool addition to this game that adds some depth in a different way. The older Assassin's Creed, they tried to add depth by doing the crappiest things, which was find 300 feathers. Locate these hidden memories across the city, like 500 of them. Just things that you didn't care about.
Yeah,
they added no value to the game. Honestly, nothing. Even weapons, when you found new weapons in the previous games, they typically didn't do anything but have a cosmetic difference to how you fought.
Yeah.
Not an actual bonus to your damage or speed.
Yeah.
And that was a problem. They fixed that, which is great.
Yeah, one thing that they did in this game that other RPG like systems do, like Borderlands, when you're customizing a skill tree, you're essentially customizing a character and playing the game how you want to play. And they're not restricting you based on gameplay. They actually open up more possibilities to play the game. Very much how Skyrim did, where you can essentially be any character class you want, customize how you want. It doesn't change how the game reacts to you. It just changes how the gameplay ends up being, and that's pretty cool too.
Yep. So, new fighting mechanics. How do you like those?
Still getting used to. It's not your standard wait around and counter, and then knock a dude out. I mean, at first you just have shields and blocking. I not too long ago just got like the parry ability, so you can parry an attack, and that opens them up for damage. It doesn't straight out do one hit kill or it doesn't straight up do an automatic attack. You still have to, physically hit the attack button and all, but you open them up, and it was cool. I'm not gonna say I cheated, but I got the deluxe copy of the edition. Like, it was actually $10. Came with like some extra weapons and gear and stuff, and they were like poison weapons. So for the first like 15 minutes of the game, I'm sailing. I'm hitting dudes, and not only are they taking damage from me, but they're taking poison damage too, which, I mean, the fact that there's poison damage now is really cool.
Yeah.
It's not just, attack, he's dead. It's attack, okay, he's poison, I can lay off that guy now, attack this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, and as you stated before, Johnny, you can not only upgrade your assassin and your skills, but you can upgrade your weapons now, too. So, I got to a point where my poison weapons weren't doing as much because I'm fighting tougher guys. I'm grabbing other weapons. I'm like, I don't really like this weapon, but it's stronger. It does more damage, but I just don't have the new moveset down. And, it leaves me open. I had to dual blades, and the shielding isn't very strong with because you're doing double offense.
Right.
So I finally got to like a blacksmith, and they're like, oh yeah, you can upgrade your, I'm like, I can upgrade my weapons. Okay. What do I need? Need some leather. Got it. Okay. I boost up my poison blade. We're back in business. So that was really cool. And then I also leveled up so that I can have another weapon slot. And I'm like, okay. I need something to deal with big groups. And so I get like a spear and a pole arm. And I'm able to just whack like 3 dudes off me while still continuing to attack. And it's cool that I can just switch weapons on the fly.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of fun.
Okay. So overall, liking the new mechanics?
Overall, liking the new mechanics.
All right.
Yeah, it does take getting used to. Also, they switched the buttons, so they're not what they used to be, which kind of is a pain. What I think I enjoy the most is it adds a little bit more challenge, because in previous games, especially early on, very much like the Arkham system, they go hand in hand. You press a button, and if an enemy is close to you, you automatically lunge towards that enemy. In this game, you have a different type of hitbox where you actually have to add the space. If you could totally whiff an enemy if they're next to you, depending on the weapons, depending on how you strike, depending on how you want to engage the enemy. And it's the same thing the other way too. So that changes actually how you look at gameplay, makes it feel more action oriented for me, and it actually allows you to choose what weapons work best with your playstyle. As you just said, Garrett, you don't really like the bigger weapons, but they are stronger. So how do you deal with something that is a lot slower but does heavy damage? So I like the change in that. So I think it's a good change, and it's just going to take more getting used to as I play more into the game.
Nice. I don't like it too much. I can definitely understand that a change was needed. Even with the Batman Arkham games, mostly with the Batman Arkham game, the combat was extremely fun and visceral and cool to watch. But it wasn't challenging. I mean, once you got the system down, you can just rattle off combos kind of in your sleep. At least I felt that with Batman. And that's how I think Assassin's Creed was as well. You just could do it. So it wouldn't work well to have an RPG system with easy combat that you can kind of control and just kind of flow through. So they need to have a change. Now, I wish it would have come more in the vein of Middle-earth Shadows of Mordor, which also has that sort of counter combat system that, Assassin's Creed previously had and Batman had, but it still had a little bit more creativeness and randomness to the enemy's attacks and your own. It wasn't just so locked in, and that was way more fun than this combat. This combat, it didn't feel like real connected and strong. I felt kind of loose and finicky. I didn't like it as much. But I think it was necessary, because if they would have stayed with what they had, that would have been way worse. So I can appreciate they try something new. I just hope in new versions of the game they just continue to fine tune it. So yeah. So really quickly, just a couple of sentences on it. The pay to complete system. So you can pretty much pay for everything in the game. You can pay for ability points with real money in life. You can pay for weapons. You can pay for your armor. Everything. How do you like this pay to beat the game system?
Not for me, but I'm not going to shut down anyone that wants to do it. I mean, there's times where it's like, look, I don't have the time to level up to level 40, and take out this area or something like that. But I do got $800, however much it costs. So I also, this being a single player game, play it how you want it. Play how you want to play it. You're not affecting anyone else by spending money on your character on your game.
Okay, fair enough. Very open-minded of you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm not a fan of it, just because the option of taking someone else's money to change or enhance the gameplay, I just personally don't like it. But in a sense where someone just really needs to get through an area, or they're trying to rush through the game, or they want to buy that one weapon that they don't want to try to find, it's just, this is my favorite weapon, I just want it from the get-go. You have that option, and you have hundreds, if not thousands of options between all items across the game. But at the same time, sometime next year, they're introducing the educational mode, where essentially you can whip through the game without having to fight anybody, and you can just explore the land. You can learn about stuff, pretty much taking a history class of Assassin's Creed Origins and just go through the game that way to just explore. So just adding that feature into the game is pretty awesome. But that'll take away from the microtransaction part if you just want to get through the game.
I think both of those cool. Two quick counterpoints. One, I don't consider this taking people's money. You have to want to do it. They have it open, and it's not like they're saying, okay, guys, if you want to get to the next chapter, it's $20.
Yeah, you make a valid point, and then to give my point on it, I'm of two minds here. I do think that people should be allowed to play the game how they want, particularly because it's a single player game. So if you choose to do this and make it easy or whatever, that's fine. On the flip side, though, I do have an issue with the fact that Ubisoft is going this route with single player games, because this used to be in games before, and we used to all love it. It's called freaking cheat codes. You could just used to be able to do these things for free as part of the game they gave you. And now they've taken that out of the game and said, here, if you want your cheat codes, pay me money.
I mean, cheat codes have not been a real relevant thing since 360.
That's fine if you want to not have them, but don't take them out, then bring them back and say, oh, remember these? If you want to get extra levels or play God mode, here's money you can spend. That I think is unfair.
I see where you're going, but none of this is actually like turn on invincibility. There's no item in the game that's like you're invincible that you can buy with real currency.
Right. Okay. So maybe not that one cheat, but I need all the materials. So I can't just press up, down. I can't do a code to get the materials I need to craft. I have to spend real money for it. Or I want to go up to maximum level and press the code for it. Now I've got to spend real money to do that. And I think from that standpoint, I don't like that they're taking that part of the game and making me pay for it when it used to be I could just do that. So that's just my opinion.
Okay.
All right. So final thoughts, just one or two sentences and your score. So, if you feel it was, great, it's a one hit kill, just assassination, just killed it. Or, kind of in the middle, still needs training, or it's just a fail, you're desynchronization.
This game is a strong foot forward in the Assassin's Creed, lineup in the franchise. I'm glad to see Ubisoft changing formulas and trying out new things. The setting is awesome. I love it. I'm going to give this a still needs training, only because I still need to progress more into the game to see what else it has to offer. I'm not that far, but it's not quite like the perfect game for me.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with there. I'm still in the Animus. I'm Michael Fassbender trying to figure out how to learn all my moves in the Assassin's Creed movie. I do like the setting. I do like the score. The story, you have to get through a little bit of it before you can progress forward. But I think this is something that I will like the more I play it, and I hope it impresses me more. I hope I get some epic boss fight towards, the middle or the end. Give me a big, giant Anubis cat to fight, or sarcophagus mummy or something. Surprise me.
There is an Anubis fight.
I'm kind of mixed here. I did like the game. I think it's a great step in the right direction, like you said, Garrett. But I don't think it did a couple things right. Combat was rough. I didn't care about the story enough in the first 3 hours I played. Now they get there and they do have some hooks that make you care, but it took a long time. And that leaves me fearing that once I get more invested to 10, 20 hours in the game, will the story be strong enough to support this? No. And that's been the biggest misstep for Assassin's Creed since like 2 and 3, was you just stopped caring about the game. Like, it just got so convoluted. You didn't care anymore. And so, this was supposed to be a fresh new take, and I'm already not caring. And then I really don't like the microtransaction thing, only because I feel it should be part of the game, like it was in the previous iterations of, gaming history, or not at all. But that's bad for me. So still needs training. But that's our thoughts on Assassin's Creed, our Assassin's Creed Origins review. Let us know what you think of the game if you played it. Reach us, contact at stspodcast.net, or hit us up on Twitter, or join our Facebook group, facebook.com/Super Co-op Squad. All right. The showdown has begun. Gamer trivia. So every week, 2 of us go head to head in a best of 5 trivia contest. The winner, they get all the applause, the accolades, just grin on their face. The sun is shining down upon them. That's the winner. The loser, you go home, you probably binge eat a little bit, put on like your favorite TV show and just cry, bundled up in your bed with your loss. Yep. And they make next week's trivia, that too.
I did not binge eat last week.
He cried
in
a
either
lot.
game.
He cried as he left today. Left that day. But either way, guys, play along with us and find out just what are nope, wrong one. Play along, see just how much gaming knowledge you have in gamer trivia.
It's not a true episode until Johnny messes up.
Yep.
All right. So Joshua, you lost.
Yep, I sure did. Ruined my 3-peat. Thanks, Garrett.
I'm on. Wait,
Johnny,
I won the previous week.
Thanks, Johnny.
I had won the previous week, didn't I?
I mean, I made the trivia last week, so kind of thanks to me.
I won the Looney Tunes one. So I'm on.
You did the Looney Tunes one.
Oh, I did.
I said you ruined my 3-peat. Thanks, Garrett.
All right.
And then you made a comment, and I said, yes, thanks to you too, Johnny.
You're right. All right, go ahead,
Can't
Joshua.
win a trivia you made.
Like, good.
Or can you?
I hope I could win a trivia I
made. You can win
made.
with 0 points. You can win if you make
the
it.
rules.
So, Johnny, I gave you, I think, 1 or 2 other chances to come back with a trivia that you backed out on because you had a conversation about Power Rangers with Garrett.
What are you talking about?
You were going to do
He's talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia.
Yes, I am talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia.
Well, that sucks.
Well, I really wanted to do Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia.
How about you backed out?
No, I'm doing the Yu-Gi-Oh! I really wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia.
All right, let's do it.
So now I'm giving it to you guys. So
Okay.
I don't think Johnny has an edge because I really don't think he actually did it.
Luckily, it was on Twitch.
Was it? Did they have a marathon recently?
Oh, that's still going.
Oh, I missed it. Well, okay. Well,
It's still going.
This is the first series, not season 1, just like the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series.
Yeah.
Not that GX, ZX, PD motorcycle riders.
PDF.
Yeah, none of that stuff. Go.
Let's do it.
Guys, got your votings?
It's time.
Your voting phones? To quiz.
There we go.
Okay. Question 1. The game known in this series is called Duel Monsters. What was the original name of the game before Duel Monsters? Is it A, Knights and Monsters, B, Magic and Wizards, C, Battle Decks, or D, Duel Monsters is its original name? I have Garrett's answer. And I have Johnny's answer. Garrett, you said D, Duel Monsters is the name.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's what you put. There's no
it
sure.
is.
That's a yes.
Okay.
Johnny, you also said D, Duel Monsters is the name.
Yes, sir.
The correct answer is B.
Damn.
It's originally called Magic and Wizards. It is originally called Magic and Wizards. So that is incorrect for both you guys. Score is 0s. Question number 2. Who is the first person shown to have an Egyptian god card in their possession? Is it A, Seto Kaiba? Is it B, a rare hunter? Is it C, Merrick? Or D, is it Ishizu? I have Garrett's answer. I have Johnny's answer. Garrett, you said D. It is Ishizu.
Uh-huh.
Johnny, you also said it was D. Ishizu. The correct answer is D. Ishizu. Both of you gave me the most obnoxious look when I read the question. Like if it didn't belong in trivia ever.
I mean, that was just a far jump from where we we started
say
naming the game. And
I didn't say we're going to start from episode 1 to
Egyptian
like
gods.
episode like whatever. That's 1 for both of you guys. Score is tied at 1. Fun fact number 1. Yu-Gi-Oh! In English means Game King.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's it. Quickest fun fact ever. Moving on to question number 3. Yugi meaning Yugimoto, has been with the spirit of the pharaoh since the beginning of the show. In season 4, we find out what the pharaoh's name actually is. What is his name? Is it A, Atem, B, Julius, C, Yami, or D, he is only referred to as the pharaoh in the whole series? Johnny's got a nice little grin. Garrett's got a nice little grin. They're staring each other down.
I'm pretty sure I got it wrong, but it's just funny.
All right, I have both your answers. Garrett, you said it is A, Atem. Johnny, you said it was C, Yami. The correct answer is A. It is Atem.
I'm pretty sure I was wrong.
So, Garrett, that is a point for you. Johnny, that is incorrect. The score is 2-1. Question number 4. Exodia is arguably the strongest creature in all of Duel Monsters and has been seen multiple times in one form or another. Which of these characters has never summoned Exodia in a battle? Is it A, Yugi, B, a rare hunter, C, Shaiman Moran, or D, Gozaburo? Your face was priceless, Garrett. Garrett, I have your answer. I have Johnny's answer. Garrett, you said the most obnoxious answer that is in this question. C, I think it's pronounced Shaiman Moran. Johnny, you said A, Yugi has never summoned Exodia. The correct answer is actually C, Shaiman Moran.
Bro, Yugi summoned Exodia in like episode 2.
Did he?
Against Kaiba. Or Shadow Kaiba, or whatever.
I don't really watch the show that much.
So, Garrett's a point for you. Johnny, you missed that one. Sorry, dude. Score is 3-1. Fun fact number 2. Seto Kaiba may seem more like an adult than not, but at the beginning of the show, he's only 15 years old. By the end of the show, he's anywhere between 18 and 20. That is a tall 15-year-old.
Enemy.
And a mean bully.
He really wasn't that much of a bully.
He was a huge jerk.
I thought he was cool.
I thought he was cool too, but he's still a mean guy. Always protecting his little brother. Question number 5. Probably the most fitting. Which of these is not one of the 7 Millennium items? Is it A, the Millennium Ring, B, the Millennium Rod, C, the Millennium Crown, or D, the Millennium Scale?
Repeat it.
A, Millennium Ring, B, Millennium Rod, C, Millennium Crown, D, Millennium Scale. Johnny, I have your answer. Garrett, I have your answer. I'll start with you, Johnny. You said the Millennium Crown is not one of the secret items. Garrett, you said it was the Millennium Ring. Correct answer is C. It is the crown. The Millennium Crown is not one of them.
I couldn't remember either of those two.
Johnny, that's a point for you. You're back in it. And Garrett, you missed that one. But you're still in it. You're still in the lead. 3-2 on you, Garrett. Time for the bonus question. You guys know how this works, but I'm going to change it up a little bit because of fun times. Because I'm the tiebreaker.
You do what you want, man. Yeah.
All right, multiple answers. You get 1 point for each answer.
I mean, he said he didn't care, but I guess that casts for a vote for one side.
So you have 3 answers with a possible of 3 points you can get. You need to name me the 3 Egyptian gods. Spelling doesn't matter as long as you're close.
I've lost.
Now, are the names fine, or do I also need their titles?
You don't have to say god card, but you do have to have their title. Yes. If it's name, subtitle, you have to give that.
Okay.
Because that is the full, name.
Well, you have to give him the title?
Yes.
So, like, if his name was King Pooh, you gotta say King Pooh? You can't just say Pooh?
No, you can't.
Then I for sure lost.
If it was King the Master of Pooh, you have to say King the Master of Pooh.
You just give me no chance when you do that.
I gave you an option.
No, I know. Just like, I don't know.
Nah, I gave you an option. Okay, well, I have both your answers, so I'll start with you, Johnny. So the answers you gave me were Set, Ra, and Anubis. Well, you got kind of one right.
I didn't, but go ahead.
You got kind of one right, but technically those are all incorrect. So Garrett decided to put Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon,
I couldn't remember.
and the Winged Guardian of Ra, R-A-W.
That's right.
2 out of 3 are the correct.
Damn it.
Yeah, Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, and it's the winged dragon of Ra.
And I thought dragon, but I'm like, no, Slifer's already a sky dragon.
So technically, you got part of Ra correct. So Johnny, you got 0 points. To Garrett's 2.
yeah, fine.
So that's yeah, fine.
Should be 3.
Yeah, maybe. So the score is 5-2. Garrett, you have won the Yu-Gi-Oh trivia this week.
Yamu.
All right, there we go. All right, guys. Well, that is Gamer Trivia. Congratulations, Garrett. All right, so we just wrapped up Paris Games Week, an annual video game trade show held in Paris, France. Wrapped up just this last weekend. We had a lot of game news come out of that, specifically in the realm of Sony PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation VR. New games, new DLC. A look at some of the franchises that we don't get a lot of info on during the summer and during the E3 time period. So we'll be looking at those, and a lot of these are coming out 2018, 2019, or some of them don't even have dates. So general thoughts on the show, general thoughts on what we saw, guys, as far as games that were announced.
The show overall, I thought, was very underwhelming. They didn't really blow us away. They showed us some indie stuff. They brought back a plethora, a lot of VR stuff. They had a lot of PlayStation VR stuff. No Vita stuff, which is not surprising. And they showed us trailers for games that we already know about, and they just showed us a little bit more, or they gave us a date. So we're not doing ratings, I guess, but it's very underwhelming considering what we would expect from an actual game showcase.
I felt 100% the opposite. I thought this was a great show as far as what they gave us, what they announced. This is not going to be PlayStation Experience or E3 or Tokyo Game Show. This is not that sort of show. So for the info that we got, for the games that were announced, we saw a lot of new things, which is in and of itself new in the fact that we usually only see new IP and new games announced be brought up during E3 or specific shows. So the fact that there were so many new things announced was great for me. So some of the standout games for us.
One I'm really excited for. Come back. I don't know why Joshua hyped you up for it, because I don't even know if you beat it. Guacamelee.
He hyped me up for it?
He was like, oh, Johnny, I know you're excited.
Oh, I'm definitely excited
when I texted
for it.
you.
For Guacamelee too.
I don't remember he texted me
Because
about
I remember I was like, you're going to watch the show, and you're like, I don't know, I don't think there's anything I care about. I gave you a list of games, and at the very end, I put Guacamelee 2.
I don't remember this conversation at all.
Oh,
Well,
so
2 out of the 3 members of the co-op squad do remember this conversation.
That's fine. It didn't change my memory.
Okay, well,
But-
there you go. Guacamelee 2.
Yeah,
for you.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. The first one was fantastic. Metroidvania again. You know, you get skills and power-ups to kind of traverse the world, and I'm really excited to see where that continues starting in this next game. I assume it's co-op. The first one was, so it would make sense to make this one co-op as well.
I didn't play the first. I missed it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's already co-op. They've already shown it in the trailer, so there's no that would be a step back. They wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it already has that in there. Games?
I like the new Spider-Man trailer that they showed off. The Miles is in the game. Mary Jane is playable to a degree.
Oh, like you can play her. Like you could be like, yo, Mary Jane, I'll go on a date, and then when she's not looking, be like, hey,
Such a Garrett thing.
hey, yo,
to do.
Felicia,
Mm.
Gwen, you and me Friday.
No, she has a piece in the game, which is pretty cool. I didn't think that I could see another trailer that makes me want to play Detroit even more than I already do.
Yeah, Detroit's gonna be good.
That trailer just really got me going, especially when you see the guy potentially kill his daughter and then chase after the bot, and then you're like, wait, this is a thing that happens, and then it shows essentially the web that you can create based on your story arc and choice. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, so this is the first time that we've seen the main protagonist that you can play as. And I don't think any of the trailers have shown a character that the player would be as, correct? Have we seen
there's
that
at
before?
least 2. There's at least 2 main characters playing from opposite sides of the story. There's a android that you can play as, that's the detective, and then there is the another android that becomes basically self-aware and starts.
So there's just the 2.
as far as I know.
That we've seen, because Garrett and we saw the behind the scenes stuff. So this is the third character that we have seen so far that you can play as.
Yeah, so it seems like there's going to be scenarios you'll play in more so than just one character, which I think is a good thing. And then I do like what Detroit's doing. I think this is the culmination of what Quantic Studios has been doing or Quantic Dream has been doing for a long time with Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, in that it's always been about, or in their games, we've always perceived it as them trying to give us choice. And then there's always been the criticism in their games that, well, it's perceived choice. The game is still structured, so there's really not that many choices. There's a branch. So you pick this and then it branches from here to there and everywhere. But this game is still going to be that same way, but I think it's going to be an excellent title if they make it where every choice has impact. And when that last trailer they showed, everything you did or didn't do was impactful, and you felt the weight of if you were an actual android who had to listen to the instructions of a human, and not just a good human or a bad human. That's besides the point. I mean, it showed her as a slave essentially, which, I guess no good human would own slaves. I guess. But when a truly bad person tells you, like, hey, don't move, as they do a foul act to another person, it was very, like you said, Joshua, very powerful. So I'm interested in really seeing the story, and there's so few games that really just focus on pure story over gameplay. So this is cool for me. A title that I'm looking forward to quite a bit is Ghost of Tsushima, developed by Sucker Punch Studios.
Still not a Sly game.
No one cares about.
You're not going to get that back, man. Someone else is going to pick it up.
Yeah, no one cares about that game.
He's crying over there.
Yep. So this game looks really cool. It's a kind of an open world action adventure game, set in feudal Japan. It focuses on, like, it seems to be a war between, Japanese samurai or a group of samurai, or just I guess your village burns down, and invading like Mongols or Hun or Chinese or whatever. But, I just like the fact that the game looked really cool, great setting. We don't see a lot of games that are set outside of like America or England or, white Europe. Like it was something that was very different, which I like a lot. So there's definitely some big games that they announced. Game of the show, standout game, if you had one.
There's many. We mentioned quite a few of them. One that didn't really get talked about, and I mean probably because it's been released twice already. Shadow of the Colossus looks fantastic on the PS4. So for me, as just a personal thing, I'm really excited for that game.
Nice.
It's another game I didn't play, but it looked ridiculous.
Joshua,
what? This is games I haven't played.
Yeah, we all got gaming holes.
Wag.
I'm surprised that they showed off God of War and Last of Us, but Last of Us wasn't. It looked like it was just a cutscene from the game. Pretty intense one. I don't know who any of those characters are.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then God of War. God of War is pretty much The Last of Us, where you have your main character as Kratos, and then you have a side protagonist that helps you on the side, which is his son, which I don't remember his name.
The game that I think is the game of the show for me was Concrete Genie. It's a game where almost like drawn to life, but very realistic drawn to life, where this boy has some sort of magical paintbrush, if you will, and he is literally drawing upon buildings in the world, and his drawings, at least in his own mind, are coming to life, and he can interact with them. It opens doors. Honestly, Garrett, it might be a game that you would be very interested in, since you really enjoy Okami and the artistic kind of flavor of that. So this looked really cool, very different direction artistically, with a lot of color, a lot of brightness. The backdrop of this game with all that brightness is a very dark, murky world, much like maybe, the inner city might be in some back alley. And that's kind of where this kid lives, but he's using his imagination, if you will, to kind of paint a brighter picture of everything and interact with it, which I thought was cool. And also, there's not a lot of games that really do critically well that aren't focused on straight out violence.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like this a lot, that it's, it's not focusing on that. It's focusing on the exploration and just this kid's imagination, which is great. So,
Yep. A couple other things, just small things to just go over. We find out Sony's getting exclusive first DLC for Call of Duty. No surprise. They showed New Destiny, the first expansion, which was pretty cool. Curse of Osiris. Spelunky 2, more multiplayer there. Tennis World Tour, they're bringing tennis back. Final Fantasy Episode Ignis is coming there too. Loco Roco 2. I know you like Loco Roco. And just a bunch of other like indie games, and then VR games. It's about time they showed off like probably 15 VR games in that one, but I think there's no hype around it anymore. I don't know if anybody like still plays VR.
Seems like they're still trying to push it, and the more games you make for it, maybe the more people you can capture with it.
Maybe.
All right, guys. Well, that's our take on the Paris Games Week. So let us know what you guys think. What games stood out to you? What games are you excited for? All right, guys. Speed run. So every week we break down 10 news stories and fun facts that didn't make the list for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before we move on to the next one, finished or not. We got to go fast in the speed run. Finnish studio Housemarque, the creators of shoot 'em ups Resogun and Nex Machina, has decided to explore more popular gaming genres, stating that although they have won numerous awards and critical success, they just haven't sold in large numbers.
This is both, to me, exciting and, just something to be a little leery of. Popular gaming genres, when I hear that, I automatically go to shooters, like first-person shooters. I don't know how, with their kind of mechanics that they tend to have in these games and their difficulty, would a first-person shooter be the best place?
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily the only thing it could be, but it's just a possibility.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, when I hear popular gaming genre, I jump to first-person shooter. It's not my favorite, but it's damn well popular.
Well, he definitely, they stated multiple. They didn't say genre. They said genres. So I mean, first-person, third-person. Platformers are way more popular than shoot 'em ups. Action adventure games are way more popular than shoot 'em ups. RPGs are more popular. Shoot 'em ups are pretty low on the list.
And that's why they said they're going to veer away from it, which is kind of sad because that's what they're best at.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you think, shoot 'em ups and Galaga type game, they just don't sell well. So, I mean, anything would be more popular at this point. But yeah, I mean, they do great work, so I'm excited.
Game.
Yeah, I like their games a lot.
Music game will be kind of
next. EA CFO Blake Jorgensen, Jorge, stated the company is going to wait for the Nintendo Switch to be on market for a full year before moving forward with making additional Switch games. I think that's fair, but I think it's pretty safe to say Switch is doing very well.
I think they're gonna be left behind if they wait too long.
They won't be left behind because here's the thing. Although yes, the Switch is doing amazingly well, and I've said several times on the show that I was wrong, and they've done great, and their games have been great. All the games that are doing great are still first party. There has yet to be a third party title that we can say has been massively successful, and that's still a problem for EA and every other third party developer.
I would argue that Mario and Rabbids sold really.
It's Mario though.
It doesn't matter.
That absolutely matters, Joshua. Had that game just been labeled Rabbids Kingdom, you think it would have sold as well? Absolutely not.
But the fact that you said third parties making a game, regardless if it's a first party character, still is not Nintendo making that game.
You better believe that Nintendo had a ton, more than a finger. They had a whole fist in that game. So was it really just developed by Ubisoft? Not really.
Next.
Perfect World Entertainment closed the doors to development studio. Is that Modiga?
I'd go Motiga.
Well, they made
Bahama.
This guy. They made Gigantic and Runic Studios developers of Torchlight. This is right on the heels of EA also closing its Visceral Games studio. So everyone's shutting down.
Yeah, a lot of studios closed in the last month, man. It's not a good thing.
I mean, did they really do much though?
I mean, Gigantic maybe is not the greatest game, but Torchlight was very popular. Won a lot of awards. It was a big game.
Popular enough to make two.
And Visceral Games dropping?
Yeah, that one hurt.
I mean, yeah, that's big. I mean, those are two studios who have done great games, and they're gone now.
Yeah, but not to say that their IPs aren't going to be picked up.
I don't think Dead Space is going anywhere.
Yeah,
someone
you think they'll? Yeah, someone for sure is picking up Dead Space.
Yeah, I mean EA.
Bethesda, maybe.
Well, no, EA would pick it up. I mean, if they own Visceral and they close them down.
Yeah, they still have the IP.
Yeah, but man, it sucks being a developer, man. It's a cold world out there.
It's hard, man. It's hard. Yeah. Not easy. Everyone's all like, "Why didn't they just make the game perfect?" According to me, it's tough. Next.
The live-action Lion King remake has its full cast, which includes Beyonce Knowles as Nala, Donald Glover as Simba, James Earl Jones as Mufasa, Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar, Alfred Woodard as Sarabi, John Oliver as Zazu, and Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, as well as several other Hollywood standouts in other roles.
I'm excited.
Who's Sarabi?
Even though Sarabi is Simba's mother. Johnny, what do I not care for in this cast?
I know who you don't care for. Beyonce.
Do not care.
Yeah.
I feel like she just inserted herself.
You think that she
like she went to Disney and was like, "I'm gonna be Nala."
I'm pretty sure that's not what happened.
Yeah, I could very much do without her.
I don't know if she has that much star power.
Queen, wait.
Yeah, hate Beyonce, but love Michael Jackson.
Michael's great. Beyonce does have some good music.
Yeah.
But as a person, I question her.
And you're fine with Michael Jackson and his personal life?
That was never confirmed.
He's doing the complete opposite.
Never confirmed.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, everyone else looks fine. And of course, getting James Earl Jones as Mufasa is fantastic.
Yeah,
They couldn't do Mufasa without him.
man needs work, so
I would not say he needs work.
he has no work.
He doesn't need it
Darth Vader,
Okay.
for life.
he's still doing it. Next. EA has decided to expand its EA Access and Origin Access subscription services to other platforms, but has not yet revealed what those may be. Does this affect anything really? I mean, EA Access, isn't that already on other platforms? I know Origin, that was strictly PC.
EA Access was exclusive to the Xbox.
Okay. So now it could be coming to PC as well as PlayStation.
I mean, they could theoretically bring it to the Switch or whatever they really want.
If they have games to come out for it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of the problem with the GameStop Power Pass is every other company is slowly beginning to make their own subscription services. Xbox has one, Sony has one, Nintendo, I'm sure, will go that route.
Now, here's my question. Do you think EA is doing this because EA Access and Origin are popular, or because not so much, so let's try and get some more people on board?
They're popular. And they're $30. You get a lot of their catalog. It's popular.
Yeah, and you get discounts on new games right when they come out. You get early access to new games that come out. I think they're just expanding to reach a bigger audience.
Yeah,
Okay.
It makes sense. Yeah, this is a good thing for EA.
Next.
Super Mario Odyssey is now the fastest selling Mario game in history, having sold 2 million copies in 3 days.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you do it better than I do.
Oh, I guess. So is this more than Destiny?
I don't think it is. I actually tried really hard to find numbers to find that out. It was very difficult to find hardline statistical numbers on which sold more. It might have sold more in the first 3 days, but it did not sell more overall. No way.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's been out a week.
Right. I'm not saying it won't get there,
Yeah.
but right now it's not there. Destiny's still the highest selling game of 2017.
Yeah, but this is twice as many copies as Zelda.
Yeah.
In that time frame.
And so, wow, 3 days? Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, people have been waiting for a while for another game to play.
Yeah, and not only that, more people have a Switch now than they did at launch.
That's true.
For sure.
Very true.
I mean, what game have people been playing since, let's say you beat Zelda?
ARMS, Splatoon, Mario Kart.
That's not a lot of time you could put it into
Pokken
those.
Tournament.
I mean, just because you're not excited for those games doesn't mean people aren't playing them.
I mean,
Mario
you could tell by the sales that
Rabbids.
people weren't playing them because they're not selling. They weren't in the top 10 any of the months.
Next.
The loot system in Star Wars Battlefront 2 is getting a major overhaul. Many fans were upset with the loot system from the beta and EA. The game-changing star cards will no longer be available in loot crates, thus eliminating much of the pay-to-win argument over the loot system.
There you go. Done and done.
No, not done and done.
No, not done and done. Done and doneer.
No, not done and doneer.
When Harry met Lloyd.
No, this doesn't change anything. Someone else is going to continue to do these sort of things, much like Assassin's Creed. They're going to keep pushing the microtransaction envelope as far as they can. And when these things happen, they go, oh, they're going to take a step back. But as long as they can keep pushing, they'll keep towing that line. That's it.
So there are still going to be star cards?
No, I mean, yes, this is a win right here, but it's one win out of how many losses?
No, there will still be star cards, just they're not in loot boxes anymore.
Yeah, you can't use real money to buy them, thus that eliminates the pay-to-win aspect. Pay-to-win will still show up.
Yep.
In one form or another.
Yeah, I mean, yay, one win.
Hey, sometimes you gotta celebrate the small stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this shows that, through a beta and through feedback that they can and will change something to hopefully appeal to more people.
That they're listening. Which has been kind of working out since before Battlefront 1. Next! Nintendo will continue its trend of creating 2 to 3 mobile games and smartphone apps every year. Nintendo President Tatsumi Kimishima stated that the success of Pokemon Go and Super Mario Run has them excited to move forward in this area of gaming.
So I guess Fire Emblem was not a success?
Cricket.
I don't think it was as big a success as these two by far. I mean,
no, of course
think
not.
about it. They're just Pokemon and Mario.
Yep.
Just in comparison, the names.
Pokemon blew up, man.
And
And
it's
then they
still-
dropped it.
It's still popular, man. People
Yeah.
are still buying it,
I guess.
saw a
buying
video-
into it.
I saw a video today of a guy who's like in his 60s or 70s, got the highest rank in everybody.
Good, go him.
In what game?
Pokemon Go.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I mean, can you really count it when you're using your rascal to get it everywhere?
No, he did it himself.
I mean, that's a lot. He's got to charge them batteries up, man.
That's true.
That's fair.
That's
I'm
true.
curious to see what other IPs they're going to use.
Well, we know Animal Crossing's on the way.
Yeah.
They could probably do something with Metroid. I have no idea
I want to
what.
see a Kirby.
Next.
Yay, Garrett wants to read this one. Blizzard announced a new map for Overwatch dubbed Blizzard Land and a new healing/damage character named Moira.
This is exciting. All this news came out of BlizzCon. Blizzard Lands, basically, we don't know what type of map it's going to be, whether it's going to be control or hybrid or payload, but it's basically just a theme park based off of Blizzard IPs.
It's not a snowstorm land.
Not to my knowledge, but this is going to be exciting. Moira is also going to be great. They basically just kind of took Zenyatta and made him into a beam evil person, sort of, kind of. She has two attacks. She has a healing attack and a damage attack. She has an orb that throws out and then teammates near it can heal, or she has an orb that does damage, and then her ultimate shoots a big beam that can either damage enemies or heal teammates.
Seems like she's a good mix of Mercy and Zenyatta from the healing perspective on that.
Yeah.
I think story-wise, there's probably going to be something there with the two.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe not with them. I don't know. But definitely story, we found out that Moira made Reaper, or had something to do with Reaper. And she works for Talon, which is the evil organization. Next.
During its annual convention, BlizzCon, Blizzard announced that StarCraft 2 will be free to play, WoW will have a new expansion, and Hearthstone will have new single-player content. Everyone got a big announcement except Diablo.
Still waiting.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what's up with them.
No. This is good. I mean, next year they're working on it. They're working on Diablo 4.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It hasn't happened.
It's got to get made.
Or Diablo HD.
It'll be ready when it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the WoW expansion, are they getting an expansion? Because I know they're also going back to World of Warcraft Classic. Which,
that's just them opening up the servers.
That's all it is. Just opening up the servers.
Yeah, WoW Classic will be separate servers where you get to play vanilla WoW.
Yeah, okay. Probably where I should start if I ever pick up WoW.
I don't know. I don't think that'd be the best spot. Yeah, it'd be a lot more difficult actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. People just want it because of the challenge, maybe.
And the nostalgia.
Fair.
It's crazy to think that they're getting another expansion.
That's strong, man.
Yeah, I mean they keep
Still
declining each one. But
Yeah. And
All right, guys. Well, that is our speed run. Give us themes, give us topics for next week's speed run, and we hope you enjoyed that segment as always. All right, guys. It's time for the final segment. Name the game. So 3 video games, 2 competing hosts, and clues that lead to one answer. Use your wits, match the clues, and name the game. All right. Well, Garrett, you won last week. Joshua, you took the L, sir.
yeah, I still smell from last week.
got him.
Pepe Le Pewd.
Well, I hope you guys have some fun with this one.
Probably not.
I probably will.
Maybe. We shall see. You guys ready?
No.
Sir.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Just go.
Okay, so he's ready. Game number 1. Join the quest as you are granted powers from the captain to save your girlfriend.
Pass.
Yeah, pass
Pass.
is an option. Okay. This game looks more like a comic strip come to life.
Comic Quest.
Nope.
Comic Zone.
Nope. Use your VFX powers to manipulate time to combat.
Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful Joe. Henshin a go-go, baby.
Never played.
It's one for you, Johnny. Game number 2. To beat this game is no easy feat.
Dark Souls.
No.
Super Meat Boy.
No. Take your gun and shoot all the zombies on the screen.
House of the Dead.
The House of the Dead.
I knew it was either going to be that or like Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, but I don't know why I waited.
Yeah. That's the point for Garrett.
Yes.
Last one. Good luck. That's not a clue. I'm just telling you good luck.
To fire off.
I'm just telling you good luck. It's a very long journey. Better pack a lunch.
Journey.
No.
Pass.
If you didn't pack a lunch, hunt wild animals for your food reserves.
Don't Starve.
No. It's a good guess, though.
Far Cry.
No. You are now at a river. Would you like to cross?
Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail. Why are you shaking your head?
I mean, geez, man.
Garrett, it's a point for you, which makes you this week's Name the Game Champion.
Which means
that Johnny died from dysentery.
Ooh.
Far back, man. Like, wow.
It's a video game, dude.
I don't know if that counts as a video game.
What?
Wow,
Are
really?
you serious?
No, it was not a video
Does
game.
Solitaire
in my
not
opinion.
count as a game?
It's not a video game.
It's a computer game, which
It-
arguably can be a video
Solitaire's a card game.
game on a
But that's
digital
fine.
device.
I'll take the L.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back, man. You got to go back into the memory banks. Good job on that one.
Thank you.
3 guesses.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that is Name the Game.
Hey, you made up for it because he messed up the last time. You see that?
You might want to see Dr. Johnny. Sodium levels are kind of high.
I don't think that was a game. All right, guys. It's time for listener mail. All right, so you got number 1, Garrett. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Get your breath ready.
All right. Email number 1 is from Jesse. Jesse says, first off, I want to say that I definitely agree that Attack on Titan started it all. That was the gateway show to watching anime for several of my friends. This is in reference to a topic on last week's episode.
That
talking about anime.
topic being
Anime
you know,
in the U.S. market.
why has anime grown so much in the U.S. market in comparison to the fact that it's been around for 20 or 30 years?
All right. Jesse continues. As for the gamer evolution, I thought I'd chime in. I've always been interested in story-driven and couch co-op games. Not much has changed for me there, but when I started pursuing art, I put away video games for a few years, playing a game here and there, of course, to focus on drawing. Luckily, I found some YouTubers playing games I was interested in while I did homework or practice. I should mention that I grew up watching my brother play games, so it wasn't a hard adjustment. Now that I'm done with school, I've been rewarding myself and actually playing video games in moderation. As for shooters, I'm not all that into them unless I'm playing with a bunch of friends. I've really been enjoying, dare I say it, Fortnite with my buddies. Also, Garrett, I'm with you on playing games on easy. I care primarily about the story, so easy mode all the way. Plus, I'll watch all the locked bonus stuff online. Definitely not a completionist. For Joshua and Garrett, I picked up Mario Odyssey a few days ago. Congratulations. How do you guys... That's me congratulating Jesse. He didn't say that. How do you guys feel about the Force motion controls? I'm a bit bummed about it since I would prefer to play the game without them, especially in handheld mode. Video game to anime choice, which is a reference to our listener question. What video game would you turn to an anime that hasn't already been made into one? Jesse has chosen Chrono Trigger. I mean, come on. Sent from my toilet.
Yep. It's the best line out of the whole email. It was on the toilet when he sent this.
Thank you for the email, Jesse. Lots to digest here. So yeah, he was talking about the games he was into. Picked up some Fortnite.
He's one of the people that got promoted.
They got him, man. They got him with that
Yeah.
Fortnite freebie.
I'm curious.
Pugby got him.
I want to know, Jesse, if you played that after the whole Pugby thing.
Where they
PUBG.
complained.
Yeah.
Let's see. And cool, easy mode. You with me, buddy? Thank you. Mario Odyssey. Joshua, what do you think about the motion controls?
Yeah, just stick to the motion controls because we got more to talk about with Mario Odyssey. So just the controls.
I think they should have had an option where you can use a button placement instead of having to use motion controls if you're using, say, a Pro controller or even with the Joy-Cons detached. I don't know if there's a way to like throw your hat because there's different ways you can throw it without motion.
Without motion, not necessarily, but you can still use. You can still throw your hat upward, throw your hat downward. Just jerking in that motion, it's still motion controls.
Like the Super Twirl, where he like throws his hat and it spins in a big circle.
So that you can do without motion. You have to spin around first, like in a circle, and he starts doing that drill spin kind of thing. And then while he's doing that, you can throw your hat and it'll go.
I was wondering why he looked
circle.
weird just doing that animation. I was like, what is he doing? He's freaking out.
Yeah. So, but I agree with you, Jesse. I wish motion controls weren't that big of a thing in this game. It's not that big in the game, but force controls to do certain maneuvers with Cappy. You do need to use motions, unfortunately. Would have been nice if it was on a button somehow, but for the most part, I think a lot of them are just button commands.
Email number 2, sir.
All right, this email is from Ryan. Ryan says, I definitely wanted to say that I am really enjoying Super Mario Odyssey. Dare I say, the best Mario platformer of all time.
No, he had an easy one.
All right, boys. Keep it short. Go ahead.
Okay.
You don't have a say in this?
We will try.
I haven't played the game, so.
Okay, well, what do you think the best Mario platformer of all time is?
3.
Really?
Okay, he's done. Mario Odyssey. Freaking fantastic.
It's really good.
This game is awesome. This game is the reason why I didn't get a lot of Assassin's Creed.
Keep it short and sweet, so don't expand.
It's
She doesn't want to hear about it.
I beat the game.
Running out of time here.
Did you really?
I beat it. Yeah, I didn't 100% it.
Oh, of course not.
But I think I'm at like 420 something moons.
You put a lot more time in than I have, which is saying something.
Fantastic. This game is so fun. The music's great.
Music
it looks
awesome.
Beautiful. New Donk City, by far my best world.
That's where I'm at right now.
Sorry, my favorite world.
That's where I'm at right now. I just finished New Dog City.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I think I have like 220 power moons or something like that.
It's fun. There's, the last couple of worlds are a lot of fun. I don't want to give too much away. There's a really cool ending that I liked.
Heard. I really like how all the power moons in almost every world are a different color.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I can't say some of the stuff I want to say, but there's particularly something post game that they kind of do a flip on the moons. And it's really cool.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of throwback stuff. I love how the music when you go on the pipes, it turns to digital stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Old 8-bit music. Love it.
It's same soundtrack that you're listening to, but now just kind of downscale a little bit. It sounds awesome.
And last thing, that New Dog City ending was awesome.
Yeah, I want to replay that.
So good. So good.
Cool. So, to answer Ryan's question.
Best Mario game of all time?
Best Mario platformer?
Best Mario game of all time?
That's not what he asked you. He said, he did say platformer.
He said platformer, but I mean, what game are you good? What Mario game of any genre would you put on top of Odyssey? Any genre.
Platforming? Mario Sunshine comes pretty close.
So I hear.
For platforming purposes.
Really would like to play it, but haven't had the chance. But
I need to get more Odyssey time to see. I think Mario Sunshine before this is probably one of the best platforming Mario games.
And would you put Odyssey above Galaxy?
I would. It takes everything that Galaxy does to another level without the gravity.
So does that mean that you put Mario Sunshine as possibly the best Mario game of all time?
Platforming, yes.
Okay, but what's the best Mario game of all time?
Mario 3.
That's platforming.
That's still a platformer, bro.
Yeah, so the difference between the two is there's different platforming
2D
mechanics
and
expansions in
Right, but he didn't
Sunshine.
ask that. He just said straight up platformer.
I answered that question.
Okay.
You countered it with something completely different.
No, Joshua, no, I didn't.
Best Mario game, in my opinion, is Mario 3.
But that's a platformer.
Best Mario game is Mario 3. Best platforming Mario game is Mario Sunshine. Two different things.
I do not see it as two different things, but
Mario Sunshine has better platform mechanics overall than Mario 3.
But you do still count Mario 3 as a platformer.
Yes.
Okay.
I never discluded that.
Okay.
So
I got you.
Mario 3 is the best platformer.
No. Mario 3 is a better Mario game.
All right, so last week's listener question.
Last week's listener question was pick a video game that you would turn to an anime that isn't already currently an anime. And I don't know if this could be done, but I'm going to go God of War. I think God of War as an anime, it's a different culture, which is why I'm kind of wondering if it'll work. But
Like
I think
Attack on Titan type of thing where you're just taking out monsters and blood and guts everywhere.
But I think seeing like the story of the mythology and they can really like gore it up in the anime. So I think it would be pretty cool to see.
Dead Space.
Ooh.
Love to see it as an anime.
Didn't they do like a little short
They
movie
did a
or
movie.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a movie. I believe it's called like Dead Space Evolution. I've watched it. It's good, but it's not an anime.
Is it Evolution?
I feel it's something different. But
That's
I
fine.
know
It's
what
still not,
you're talking about. Yeah.
it's still not an anime.
we all know they made a
Dead Space
episode.
cartoon.
Yeah. I think I would like to see a Shadow of the Colossus,
Ooh.
but throw more beasts in there, more colossi.
I like it. I like it a lot. Sly Cooper too. You should make a Sly Cooper anime.
No.
Since we can't get a movie or another game.
Nope.
They don't even make a comic book.
Yeah, I was just going to
They
say.
have made a comic book.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. But it has been a comic book.
Just make it a short story.
They
Just
learned
forget
their
about
lesson.
It was a special, man. It was a condensed story. It was like 5 issues.
5 too many.
it. Dang.
All right,
Jerk.
next week listener question.
If you could make the next Assassin's Creed game, where or when would you have that timepiece?
Okay, good question. All right, guys. Well, thank you for your emails, Ryan, Jesse. We appreciate it. Reach out to us, guys. Contact at scspodcast.net. Give us your thoughts on today's show or anything we've been talking about or anything just in gaming or pop culture. Let us know and we'll answer those questions for you guys. Other than that, we are moving on. All right, in-game boss fight. So every week at the end of the show, we'll talk about what's going on with us, something cool that's going on with us outside of the podcast, and we'll give each other end-game bosses to figure out how to defeat by the next episode, and we'll cover last week's end-game bosses and how we chose to defeat them.
So apparently I gave you my straight-to-DVD quality, stuck to a laptop, all your electronic devices come to life.
Yeah,
Straight to DVD.
I
that'd be
forgot
easy.
about
Just,
that.
just turn them all off.
You can't. Your hands are stuck to your keyboard.
I have feet and my tongue and stuff. Just turn them off. I mean, it's my laptop. Just turn it off.
Can you move your toes like that? Like your fingers?
Absolutely.
Oh.
My toes are good. So just do that and then I'll turn it off and I'll be good to go. And I'm done. Then my hands will fall off the keyboard and I'm good to go. I just can't ever use, I'll just have to wear gloves whenever I use electronics. There we go.
But then you can't do touchscreen stuff.
But they have those pins for that.
They do have those pins for that.
So there we go. Figured it out.
Boss defeated.
Yep. All right. So I can't even remember specifically what I gave you. I'm just so
Oh,
fuddled that he gave me.
I had to fight my appliances in my apartment. That came to life.
Oh yeah, the actual one. So yeah, yours
The
like-
original.
yeah, the original.
You got the Blu-ray.
So you no,
Ultraviolet?
his went to the big screen, man. His was a box office success. All right.
So
So
it spawned the second one.
yeah, that spawned the straight to DVD Joshua version.
Spin-off.
So yeah, so they're like monsters, man. Like they'll wake up and they'll try, like your toaster will try to like bite you, and your fridge try to eat you.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't. There's only like 5 that are alive. You don't know which ones they are, but they're in there.
Am I solving this now?
You gotta solve it right now.
Oh,
Okay.
you're not-
I
you're
mean,
not
don't you have to
doing
talk
your
about
week?
your week?
Oh yeah,
We're doing that
my week.
differently now?
No. I was just thinking.
I guess you didn't do anything last week.
Not really. I mean, work, playing Assassin's Creed, and I almost picked up Call of Duty, but yeah, just playing Assassin's Creed, really enjoying that game.
Do you know, like, not story wise, but like, how many hours have you put into it? Do you think?
Probably like 8
Okay.
or 9 hours, not too much.
I didn't know Call of Duty came out.
It
Yeah.
did. It came out real quiet, didn't
Yes,
it?
it did.
I haven't heard a single thing, seen a single like trailer or commercial, and I've been watching sports, nothing.
Yeah, it's been real quiet.
Got hyped up real quick and then it just dropped off.
Apparently, Olivia Munn's excited for it.
Why do you know this?
Xbox told me.
I could care less. But yeah, that's pretty much my week, man. That's nothing big, just playing my games and going from there. Got
Nice.
sick on Friday, that sucked.
Woo,
Oh.
Yeah.
Getting sick.
You don't
All
seem
right.
like it. You better.
I'm better, yeah.
Last time you got sick, you were coughing for like a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know on that one. It just stuck with me. Couldn't get rid of it. All right, well, Garrett, yeah. So your boss last week, bro. You need to go ahead and figure out which appliances are monsters and kill them.
All right. Well, I got lots of swords in my apartment. I got a Buster Sword, got a Master Sword, along with a Hylian Shield.
Mm.
I got a couple katanas. One's a reverse blade.
They
Damn.
smell like salt and pepper.
And no, not that one. But one of them I do have that smells like something.
Pepper.
Some sort of
Is that the
spice.
name of your
Pepper.
katanas? Salt and pepper?
Dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to use those. I'm going to use those and break everything.
Destroy everything.
Everything.
Nothing to chance.
Nope.
Dynasty Warriors
Mm-mm.
size.
I'm trying to sleep.
Fair enough.
So
On the floor, not the bed.
yeah, I can't trust the bed.
You're like Link going into the shop and destroying all the pots for no reason.
Oh, it sucks when there's no rupees in there,
Yeah.
and then you just kind of feel bad. Like, sorry, man.
You just walk out, you come back in,
I was
and you
looking.
fixed it all.
I was looking for like 5 rupees. All right, so I get the big bag.
You need that bomb bag.
Okay, had a very exciting weekend. A lot exciting and busy. played Mario like nonstop. Like I gave Assassin's Creed 4 hours when it came out, and then it's been Mario ever since.
It's really addicting, huh?
It's really addicting. So I'm gonna try and play some more. I'm gonna do some cleanup now and go world by world, collect all the purple coins and all the moons. Attempt to anyway. So I will be doing that. I'm gonna try to give Assassin's Creed the light of day because it is an enjoyable game and I would like to get to it. I just need to be in the mood for it now. Episode 4, Stranger Things, still trying to get through that, but you know, games and stuff. My friend Jeff had a wedding.
Nice.
It was his wedding. Jeffrey and Crystal are now Mr. and Mrs. Crockett. Congratulations, guys. It was an honor to be a groomsman, be in the wedding, and be there for your special day. And, you know, have fun. Have fun and be responsible adults now.
Does that only happen when you get married?
Yeah, that's when you start being responsible.
No. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Not before. Not a day before.
Is that how it works, John?
No, it's not.
See, that's pretty much going to be me. Just doing those. Checked out Thor. That was really good, really funny.
Okay, out of your 10 scale.
Solid 8.
A lot of people are giving it
Solid
8s,
8.
but saying they really like it.
It was good. Thor's not even the star. Neither is Loki.
Over Guardians 2?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and I love me some Rocket.
Okay.
But Thor was very enjoyable. So if you haven't had the chance, please check that out. Do yourself a favor. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. That's about me.
Okay.
Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
Your in-game boss fight. You were battling Stone Cold Steve Austin. He just kept picking you up and giving you backbreakers. How'd you handle that?
Well, I mean, you guys already know about my somewhat back injury. I guess this is what happened in my sleep.
What?
I just played dead, man.
What?
Just played dead.
What?
Call the cops.
Okay, you just played dead.
I thought you were gonna keep going.
No, I'm sure that's
play dead and call the cops.
Yeah, pretend like I can't live anymore, and then escape that man, that big
Stone
man.
Cold man.
I don't know what else to say. It hurt a lot. My hair fell out.
It's rattlesnake.
What?
It's rattlesnake or cobra or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. To that I lost that boss. Continue? No, back to 0.
no, back to the hub world.
Yeah, I gotta take a break. I gotta put the controller down, come back to it on a different day when I'm refreshed.
There you go.
Try it again later.
Sometimes that's all it needs.
I went to the Laker game. That was great. Lakers won against Detroit. It was a good game to watch. So that was fun. Fun little date. Played a little bit of Mario Odyssey. I've been busy all week. Here's the story. So Tiffany and I wanted to go see Thor the other day. Was it Friday? We planned it out. We're going to go at 7:30 when we go off of work. We're going to go to the block. We're going to go watch the movie. Cool. She gets there before me, calls me, and like, there's no parking anywhere. I was like, you're over-exaggerating. There's probably some parking on the other side. I go there. There's literally no parking anywhere. People are walking around, and there's like 3 or 4 cars in every lane trying to snatch a parking spot. It was ridiculous. I've never seen it have literally no parking. She said, where's there another movie theater? I was like, oh, there's another Century like 3 miles down the street. It's going to be good. It's cool. At this time, it's like 8 o'clock. Get over there. There's literally no parking. There's restaurants all around. No parking. There's a hotel on the far back corner. That parking was stolen for people that want to go watch movies. We didn't get to watch Thor. We gave up after an hour of trying to find parking. So we went to my place, played some cards. I got my ass whooped in cards in gin rummy. And then we just hung out. And that was it. So I haven't gotten a chance to see Thor yet. So I'll probably go see it this week.
Cool.
That was my weekend.
Nice. All right, giving out some bosses. All right, Garrett, you are trapped in a coffin that's sinking down to the bottom of a lake. And all you have is a pencil, a Twizzler, and a paperclip. You got to find your way out.
I'm a guy for this.
MacGyver is somehow. I'll give you some tape and some string.
All right, I'm good. You gave me too much.
Fear factor.
You need to take one of those
Yeah,
away.
MacGyver just needed the Twizzler, man.
All right. So that's what I'm dealing with. Joshua, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to do this puzzle yet in Super Mario Odyssey, but you are going to have to fight a stack of 15 Goombas. all stacked on top of each other.
Is that under the pyramid with all the ice?
You see them a couple times.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So I'm fighting 15 Goombas that are
15
pretty much
Goombas.
backpacking it on each other.
Yep. Stacked together, stacked up high like Pringles.
Gotcha.
You pop one, you can't stop. Pop the rest. Pop.
Are we using that reference again? 'Cause remember what happened the last time we used the Pringles reference?
Never mind. Take that back.
Some episodes ago. All right, Johnny. You know how to dance?
Yes.
Okay. You were on Randy Jackson's America's Best Dance Crew.
Show me what you got.
Remember that show?
Couldn't I just be on like, so you think you can dance?
No.
What?
Because this is a 1v1 battle. You're in the finals and you have to face a Destiny Fire Chat team of 6 people and their rendition of Backstreet's Back. So how do you beat that song with that routine with whatever song you're choosing?
I've never seen this show.
You know who the Jabberwockies are?
No.
Okay, that's where they came from.
They're at Universal Studios.
All right. Well, I gotta win a dance battle. That's what I got here.
Garrett, have you seen the video of the Destiny Fire Chat team doing the Backstreet?
No.
Oh, that thing.
Where they're all using like emojis and they choreograph a video?
Yeah, like outside of a raid or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, so you're battling them.
Okay. I get that part. I don't know what the whole Randy nonsense was.
It was a competing dance show.
All I know is I got to win a dance battle against a Destiny, YouTube video. Okay.
I don't think I know that video.
I can do
I
it.
gotta show it to you.
I don't think I can take that
It's
ride.
great.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, that is our show for this week. As always, thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys checking us out. You got a lot of options for podcasts, 1 million or so for games. So thank you for choosing us. As always, guys, give us some feedback. Contact at scspodcast.net or reach out to us on Twitter as a group at Super Co-op Squad. You can also reach me and all of us individually. You can reach me at JohnnyMac24.
You can reach me at GJL3275.
And look me up first. Joshua_4_life.
Wow, jerk.
All right, guys. Well, until next week, I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua.
Hey, babe.